17 past the hour. Vice President Harris and former President Trump are in a tight race for Georgia's vote, with Trump holding a 1-point lead in the latest polling, well within the margin of error.
Georgia has one of the highest maternal mortality rates of any state, according to the Center for Reproductive Rights. And nationally, Black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy complications than white women.
NBC's Trymaine Lee sat down with a rarely heard from group of voters in Atlanta, Black men voting for the lives of Black women. And Trymaine joins us now. Trymaine, good morning. What did these men tell you?
Jose, maternal mortality and reproductive justice aren't typically issues we, consider as men's issues, Black men's issues in particular. But I sat down with a group of Black men, among them 2 who lost their wives during childbirth due to complications, who are urging other Black men to get off the sidelines and vote as if the women in their lives, their mothers, sisters, daughters, and partners' lives are at stake.
For me, it's very simple, right? As someone that's been, drastically impacted and devastated through the loss of my wife, through maternal mortality, it's very clear. Vice President Harris is the one that ideally aligns with, the person that I feel like will have the most compassion, empathy towards my family and everything that we experience.
I'm thinking about my daughter, my friends, my cousins that this affects. Just thinking about the abortion laws that they want to put into place. Is kind of like, if you have embryos, are they considered, viable or living, and can you discard them, or what do you have to do? You have to constantly pay for them being frozen. So it's just, I think the Harris administration will align more with my views.
The election is just days away. What role did maternal health play in your decision?
Oh, it played a major role. It was, I already knew I was voting for Harris, but it made it almost poetic that the person that she is running against, has done everything to try and whip up his conservative base. And one of the ways that he has done that is through these draconian abortion laws that he has supported.
I think that bottom line, Vice President Harris' track record around maternal health and specifically naming Black maternal health as a priority for this administration is unquestionable. I think in 2021, there were less than 10 states that had expanded postpartum care for mothers to a year postpartum. Now we have, I think, 46 as of January of this year. That's true change. And so you can't question it. With that being said, I have yet to hear anything from the Trump administration or his policy when it comes to making an impact on the maternal health crisis, and particularly the Black maternal health crisis.
I wonder for each of you, what is at stake?
My wife's life. She's pregnant right now. Republicans here in Georgia have been more concerned about whether or not my wife goes and gets an abortion, or if a miscarriage that we've had could potentially have been done in a way that was insidious, than they have been about protecting my wife, who wants to be a mom. Mm-hmm. There are many Black women who want to be mothers.
I never missed a prenatal visit for either of my sons. My wife never missed a prenatal vitamin, right? I went to the Lamaze classes. I held her hand, right? I looked the doctors in the eyes. I let them know that she had a husband that was here and was willing to die for her. And none of that was enough. None of that was enough to make sure that my wife walked out of that hospital to raise her sons. And so for me, although there's nothing I can do to bring Kira back, the highest honor we can pay her, the highest honor that we can pay Yolanda, the highest honor that we can pay every single mother that's made the ultimate sacrifice, giving the gift of life, is to make sure we do everything we can, which includes electing people that prioritize maternal health and aren't ashamed to say Black maternal health.
Jose, this group of men have coalesced around an organization called Sister Song here in Atlanta, which is a reproductive justice organization. And their message is dovetailing the closing argument from VP Kamala Harris and high-level surrogates like Michelle Obama that Black men should vote. Men should vote in honor of their women in their lives. And they should protect, especially Black men, protecting Black women, Jose.
Trymaine Lee, what a powerful and in so many ways important conversation. I thank you.